Welcome to another edition of Amp It Up. I'm your host, Colleen Fuentes, and tonight we have Steve Parry, and he brought with him the pit crew. Thank you guys for coming. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Steve Parry, take it away.
Summer's in that hayloft, full of dust and dreams. I wondered if those furrowed fields would ever let me be. Would they ever let go of me? I sit up on this tractor, the sun beats on my neck. It sweats dreams from my soul and never gives them back. Just like a company bag. Well, I watched my daddy break his back working on the farm. Did it when it rained and snowed, didn't matter, it was hard. I'll follow in his footsteps cause he expected that of me. He said, you can't feed your family with a pocket full of dreams. Every day's the same damn thing. I wait.
Pocketful of Dreams was a song that was inspired by working on farms around New Prague where I grew up. I worked for some friends of mine in the summer baling hay, and because I wasn't part of the family, I got stuck up in the hayloft. And in August with 90-degree temperature and 80% humidity, it was absolutely horrible out there. The song kind of morphed from that into a song about dreams that hadn't been followed, and it was me not following my music career earlier on in life.
Well, I watched my dad break his back working on the farm. He did it when it rained and snowed, didn't matter, it was hard. I'll follow in his footsteps cause he expected that of me. He said, you can't feed your family with a pocket full of dreams. Now I got a wife and a family I can't leave behind to chase a fleeting memory from another time. That was such a different time. So tomorrow when the sun comes up, you find me in the barn. I'll be milking cows and doing chores, trying to get along. And I'm just trying to get along.
This year there were a couple highs and some lows. Then at the end of the year I had a real big low, and that was the passing of my father. My father was so inspirational in my life, and it really surprised me when I went from being in business and climbing the corporate ladder. He really encouraged me to play the music, and the feedback that he gave me, because you know, a lot of, especially guys, you know, you feel that pressure from your father to get into the business world and rise. I guess I shouldn't be surprised because he was very into music, and he exposed me to a lot of different types of music early on. He worked in radio, so I was always at the station with him. The last station he worked at was a polka country music station, so I think that's where I got a little bit of my country western infusion. But when he passed, I really kind of lost my way when it came to music. I didn't feel like picking up my guitar, and I knew I had this coming up, and I was kind of wondering if I was going to continue my music career or not. And I started rehearsing with the guitarist Nick Hall. I just found some inspiration in that. We're just rehearsing with him reminded me how much I loved the music and how much my dad did. So that was a really, really awesome experience for me.
The stone foundation is all that stands of the childhood home of a music man. Akima, Oklahoma was the place of his birth, and a lot of us know what his songs are worth. Sing a song for the working man and tell us who really owns this land. I think it's time for us to take a stand. Won't you sing a song for the working man? Well, I grew up during the old boom days, but as quick as a dust storm it blew away. His childhood was filled with tragedy. It ended up setting his inner muse free. Sing a song for the working man.
Working Man was inspired by a trip that I had made to Okima, Oklahoma, which is the home place of Woody Guthrie. I had read a biography about Woody Guthrie, and a lot of bad things had happened in his childhood while he was there. His sister was burned in an oil fire from the oil stove. His mom was eventually institutionalized for Huntington's disease, and his father was also burned.
He was a Dust Bowl troubadour. He made it pretty clear what he stood for. Justice for all and equality. This land was made for you and me. Sing a song for the working man. Tell us who really owns this land. I think it's time for us to take a stand. Won't you sing a song for the working man? Won't you sing a song for the working man? Thank you.
I was touring in Texas not long ago, and I needed a place to stay for a few days, and these two folks that I had met, Danny Schmidt and Carrie Elkin, they're both folk artists, allowed me to use their home while they were touring over in Europe. And I just think that them opening up their home and these people opening up their lives to me, not even knowing me, has been pretty special.
We will be back with more Steve Parry right after the break.
Oh, I'm so bored. My life is boring. Boring.
Magdalena, I have a cure for your boredom.
You do?
Yes, get connected with Town Square Television. They will teach you how to use video cameras, learn how to edit, and produce your own program.
But I don't know how to do that. I'm a superstar.
Had I not got connected with Town Square Television, I would have never worked with such fine actors as Hugh Laurie, Kenneth Branagh, or Sting.
Really?
Lots of puppets. People make programs at Town Square Television.
They do?
Yes, you should go online to townsquare.tv. There you'll find everything you need to know about their classes.
Well, I suppose I could check it out.
It looks like you need an ace.
You rang?
It tastes like cat litter.
Town Square Television. We don't make good coffee. We make good videos.
Gross.
What I would like to do is hypnotize the President of the United States and just have him be a regular Joe. Just plop him down in a bar in a small town with a cowboy hat on or a baseball hat on and see what they were like.
Welcome back to Amp It Up. We are here with Steve Parry, and he brought the fabulous pit crew with him tonight. Are you guys having fun? Yeah. Fantastic. At least you brought people that like you. Are you? Yeah, some of them. Are you ready for round two?
I am.
All right, it's all you.
Till I'm Dead is basically a story about the Dust Bowl, about somebody who went out and tried to make a life, and all of a sudden his life was just turned upside down by multiple events, with those dust storms coming through, clogging their lungs and just losing everything.
Tonight I'll sit out on my porch, stare into the sky and watch another day come to an end. The sun beat down all day, watch it burn all my crops and every hope, and dream away. Staring out upon that red horizon, gotta hope there's better days ahead. I guess it don't matter what tomorrow brings, 'cause I'll work this land till I'm dead.
Yeah, Nick Hall, who's accompanying me on guitar and mando tonight, has been a friend of mine for a long time. He is probably one of the best fingerstyle guitarists I know. It was so inspiring for me to try to work on my skills and become better. He's just a great guy, and I'm really happy to have him accompanying me.
And a family. But the fever came that year. It took the one and only thing I ever held so dear. As I laid her down in that cold ground, I spoke these words as I bowed my head. I guess it don't matter what tomorrow brings, 'cause I'll work this land till I'm dead. How many times I've asked myself, why don't you up and move away? There's a tomb that's full of memory that keeps forcing me to stay. I'll sit out on my porch, stare into the sky, and watch another day come to an end. Thank you.
Everything But the Memories Fade Away was inspired by a gentleman in the town that I live right now. He's a guy that everybody knows, and he's a guy that kind of walks about a half a step out of step with everybody else. I'd had the chance to meet him when he was fairly lucid. I don't know whether it was the medications that he was on, but I got to have a long talk with him and found out a lot of stuff about him in his past, and he had been a Marine during World War II in the Pacific, and it got me thinking that a lot of these people that have succumbed to mental illness had real lives beforehand, and then little blips would come back to them from their past. And I just felt that that was a story that needed to come out.
Cardboard box, a sleeping bag, his clothes are only tattered rags. sunken eyes that never look your way. Once he was a businessman with a Bel Air home and lots of land, but he left it all behind. His mind just slipped away. Townsfolk call him Crazy Ray. The children laugh when he walks their way. They see him as a clown in worn-out shoes. But there's something there that they don't see. It's the one and only memory that stayed behind when everything was lost. It's a smile she had when she said I do, and laughter in her eyes of blue, the warmness of her body next to his. He still recalls that final day he laid her body in the grave, and everything but the memories fade away. Shuffles as he moves his feet. His gaze is always on the street for a penny or a cigarette have gone. 'Cause it ain't about the money now or the deal he worries might go south. He's living in a dream from yesterday. It's a smile she had when she said I do, laughter in her eyes blue, the warmness of her body next to his. And he still recalls that final day he laid her body in the grave, and everything but the memories fade away. It's a smile she had when she said I do, and laughter in her eyes blue, the warmness of her body next to his. And he still recalls that final day they laid her body in the grave, and everything but the memories fade away.
Thank you. I had a real high this year. I got to play at a venue where all of kind of my songwriting heroes came from in Houston, Texas, called Anderson Fair. Guys like Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt, Lyle Lovett, all these great Texas singer-songwriters. Thank you.
That was fantastic. We will be back with more of the fantastic Steve Parry after the break. Girl Talk is more than just talking about the latest fashion, where to get your nails done. It's more about reaching a community of women and talking about issues that really hit home for women and girls. I just hope that Girl Talk can inspire the women in the community.
Making a movie at Town Square Television.
Oh, you can do that?
Just go to the website, townsquare.tv. Check it out.
Well, if I had one chance at the pearly gates, the one thing I could say is that I treated people well. Now I'm a lot more aware of people and leaving them with a good day as opposed to a bad day.
Welcome back to Amp It Up. We are going to get to know Steve Parry just a little bit better right now. So if you could start, first of all, I want to thank you for coming tonight.
You're welcome. Thanks.
And if you could introduce your bandmate.
Yeah, this is a good friend of mine. His name is Nick Hall. He's a great guitarist. I'm glad he could be here with me tonight.
Wave to your fans, Nick. So when did you start singing and writing music?
You know, I started playing music a long time ago when I was about 13, and I played it up until I started with my corporate life, and put my guitar down for about 18 years. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I was coming home on a plane, and I was listening to a John Prine CD and heard the song Souvenirs, and I said, you know, it's kind of silly that I'm not playing guitar anymore. So I picked up my guitar, and lo and behold, words started coming out as well. And it's kind of when I started writing again.
Never missed a beat?
No. I actually think because I stopped playing, I came back as a better musician and a writer.
Did you write before?
No, I didn't.
No, you just played?
Yeah, it just seemed like all those life experiences kind of came out, and I started writing.
Oh, those life experiences.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a special way that you write? I mean, do you only pull from your life experiences?
No, there's a little bit of me in every song I write, but a lot of the songs, like Everything But the Memories Fade Away, was a instance where I met somebody in the town I live in, and other ones were inspired by times in history that, like the Dust Bowl, that have excited me. But most of the time, it's people I've met. I like to see a movie in my head when I write a song.
So the next song will be about me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic! I can't wait.
Making it up on the fly.
So what is it you enjoy about writing your own and creating your own music?
You know, I think it's for me now. It's a release that I never had before, and the creativity I think was always there, and the stories were always there, but I just never was able to get them out. And just being able to write something and perform it and see somebody in the crowd that you connect with, kind of just shaking their head or smiling or tapping their feet. There's a lot of happiness in that.
I could connect with some of the things you were saying in the songs. I was like, oh yeah. So who are your musical influences?
A lot of the Texas singer-songwriters, Guy Clark, Townes Van Zandt, Lyle Lovett, Steve Earle. They're all kind of South Texas songwriters, and they're very well known for being storytellers, and that's what I kind of consider myself as. I'm a storyteller. I just happen to sing and play guitar.
Now, have you gone to Texas and performed?
Yeah, I had a tour.
I was reading some of your reviews.
Yeah, I had a tour of Texas probably, it was in September.
Okay.
And I actually got to play the venue called Anderson Fair, which is where Guy Clark and Townes Van Zandt and all those guys got their start.
Okay. And it was amazing, I assume.
It was very intimidating to walk in and be in that same place.
Yeah. How often do you travel and perform?
Well, right now I'm not traveling that much, but I'll probably be traveling locally a couple times a month, and maybe once every 3 months doing kind of a national tour.
And you've produced a CD?
Yes, I have. It's called The Fight Left in Me, and it is available on my website, iTunes, all over the place.
And give us your website.
It's www.steveparrymusic.net, and Parry is spelled with an A.
Steve Parry. And are you guys ready for one more song? Yeah. I'm excited to hear this song about me. I can't wait.
This is a song that I wrote about living in New Orleans.
Fantastic. Well, one more time. Give it up for Steve Parry.
I try to write songs that are going to start a mini movie in your head, and a lot of them do rotate around grief. And I just thought that I needed to write a lighthearted song. And I had lived in New Orleans for 6 years, and I was talking to a friend of mine on the phone, and we started talking about all these people that would come into town to visit us and want to go down to Bourbon Street. And they go down at night, and then eventually they wanted to go down during the day. And at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Bourbon Street with the sun beating down on it, you can just imagine what 200 plus years of drunken debauchery smells like. And when we started talking about that, I thought, smell on Bourbon Street, what a perfect song.
Well, no matter what I seem to do, it always turns out wrong. I feel I'm always grabbing on the heavy end of the law. Why am I always chasing a bus as it pulls away, and always trying to find a little needle in the hay. You keep on telling me it'll work out in the end. Pressure will not break me if I just learn how to bend. You keep on weaving tales of how it's gonna be. I'll just keep on feeling like the smell on Bourbon Street. Put my money in a mattress of a house that burned today, and then I broke my arm and ankle as I tried to kneel and pray. I wonder what could happen if I looked up in the sky. Would a pigeon drop his daily load and land it in my eye? Well, you keep on telling me it'll work out in the end. Pressure will not break me if I just learn how to bend. Now you keep on weaving tales of how it's gonna be. I'll just keep on feeling like the smell on Bourbon Street. The moral of the story, stuff happens to me. I wanna take that yellow smiley face and tack him to a tree. Then I'll draw my trusty 45 and I'll make that sucker beg. I'll pull the trigger, bounce it off the rock and land it in my leg. Well, you keep on telling me it'll work out in the end. Pressure will not break me if I just learn how to bend. Now you keep on weaving tales of how it's gonna be, and I'll just keep on feeling like the smell on Bourbon Street. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Steve Parry, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And to the pit crew, thank you for coming out. And to Nick, Mr. Rusty Bolts. That wraps it up for this edition of Amp It Up. I'm your host, Colleen Fuentes. We'll see you next time.